So this is lesson 31 in Algebra 1, equations with parentheses. And we've been doing quite a bit with parentheses. We're going to continue on with that because, gosh, they just seem like they kind of get people a little bit as far as what to do with the parentheses. Now, first of all, when you have something like this, you don't have really too much trouble with that because you know that you take these two, 2 times 3, and then the 2 times the negative x, and get 6 minus 2x. Okay, and the minus sign continues down. But when I take something like 2 times 3 minus x, and I say that that's equal to x minus 5, we've got a couple steps here that we need to do. Okay, so first of all, we multiply 6 minus 2x to get rid of our parentheses. That's usually one of our usually is our first step. You get rid of the parentheses so that you can continue on. Then our job is to get our x's together and our numbers that are not x's together. So we're going to take this x and move it over here by subtracting it from here and subtracting it from there. Subtract it from both sides. So 6 minus 3x equals, that goes away, x minus x is 0, negative 5. Now we're going to take this 6 and move it, so it's a 6 there, so we're going to take it away and take it away. So I got negative 3x equals negative 11. One of the things that's important, whenever you have a negative number and a negative over here, you can just take the negatives away, because 2 negatives is a positive. Then I divide by 3 and divide by 3, and I get 11 thirds as an answer there. So that's the first example there. Let's look at the second one. We have 3 times 1 plus 2x plus 7. Boy, this is going to get a little complex. Alright, so first of all, we're going to distribute 3 plus 6x, and then our parentheses can come off. Distribute this. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Alright, let's get the like terms together, so I can make that 6x plus 10 equals negative 4x minus 8. Then let's see, I'm going to move my x's together, so it's a minus 4x right there, so if I add a 4x, then I'll make that 0, and I'll add a 4x there, so it makes these go away. So I get 10x plus 10 equals negative 8. Well, now I got to get rid of this 10 there, because I'm trying to get my x by itself, so I subtract 10 from both sides, and those go away, and I get 10x equals negative 8 minus 10, or negative 8 plus negative 10. Signs are the same, so we add them, put the sign on there. Divide by 10, that goes away. Negative 18 over 10 is the same as negative 9 over 5 when it's reduced, and that ends up being our answer. So, the steps at the bottom of page 128 say, eliminate the parentheses, add like terms, eliminate x on one side or the other, eliminate the constant terms, which means your numbers, and eliminate the number in front of x, which is the coefficient. And that's the order that we just did those. So let's look at 13.1 at the bottom of the page. 15 times 4 minus 5x equals 16 times 4 minus 6x plus 10. Do you like I'm writing small? I'm trying to be neater. Okay. So we're going to do what we can inside the parentheses. Can't combine anything there because there's a 4 and a 5x. Whenever there's a letter and a number together, you can't add or subtract them. So we're going to distribute the 15. So 15 times 4 is 60. 15 times 5 is 75. Equals, can't subtract, or we can't bring those together because it's a number and a number with a letter. 4 minus 6x, you can't do that. So 16 times 4 is 64 minus 16 times 6, which is 96 plus 10. Don't you wish you could add as fast as me in my head? It's because I didn't grow up with a calculator. 64 plus 10 is 74 minus 96x. Alright, now I'm trying to get the x's together. So let's move this one here by adding it to both sides because it's subtracted, so I'm going to add it to both sides. Okay, so 60 plus 21x equals 74, because these go away. Alright, so then, let's see, I'm going to get rid of my 60 because I'm trying to get my x by itself, so that's a constant I'm trying to get rid of, which is number 4 in the list of steps on the bottom of page 128. 74 minus 60 is going to be 14. Divide by 21, divide by 21, goes away. That equals 7 goes into both of those twice and 3 times. And we're done. Okay, this next part in the video is a very, very important part. If you look at example 31.4, I've got 12 minus, and in parentheses I have 2x plus 5 equals negative 2 plus x minus 3. Okay, this is the important part. Notice there's a plus sign in front of these parentheses, and there's a minus sign in front of these parentheses. When there's a plus sign in front of a parenthesis, nothing changes. You just take the parentheses off and life is good. When there is a negative in front of the parentheses, you take everything inside the parentheses and you change the sign as you take the parentheses off. So this is a positive 2, it becomes a negative 2x. That's a positive 5, it becomes a negative 5. Okay, that's all this negative does, is change the sign of everything in there. So 12 minus 5 is 7. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. So let's see, I'm going to move my x over, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. 7 minus 3x equals negative 5. I'm going to move this over by subtracting it from both sides, so I get negative 3x equals negative 12. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, and x equals negative 12 over 3, which is positive 12 over 3 because of two negatives, and 12 over 3 is 4. Alright, let's do one more, and we'll be done. This is example 31.5. We have negative 4y minus 17, and we're putting those in parentheses, plus negative y equals 2y minus 1 minus negative y. Alright, let's take off parentheses and get rid of double negatives and all that junk. So, to take these parentheses, there's a negative there, so everything inside the parenthesis changes. So that becomes a positive 17 plus a negative y. We'll just leave that alone. And this 2y minus 1 can come out of the parenthesis because there's no sign, there's no negative in front of here. Two negatives here, two negatives make a positive. Alright, let's combine like terms. We're going to take negative 4y plus negative y, which is negative 5y, plus 17 equals 2y plus 1y is 3y minus 1. Subtract 3y from both sides, and that's usually my first step when I'm trying to move things around, is get the variables together first. It doesn't really have to be that way, but that's just the way I always do it. And then I get rid of the numbers. So I get negative 8y, and those go away, equals negative 18. And then I divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8, and those go away. This gives me a positive 18 over 8, and that reduces to 9 over 4, and you're done. Okay, that's it for lesson 31.